Okay, finally I can come back to a bit of Doom Eternal news. And this one, it pretty much just confirms everything we know, or at least what we thought was going to happen. And it's also interesting because they're still kind of keeping this secret, so I got a feeling we're going to see this quite late next year. And of course I'm talking about the release date of Doom Eternal. As you may know, at the minute it's Gamescom. Gamescom is currently taking place, where I think it's probably halfway through it now at least. I think it goes till the end of the week. Anyway, so Bethesda were there. I don't think they had anything Doom Eternal related, but they were showing off a few different gameplays and something to do with Fallout 76. But IGN managed to get a small interview with Pete Hines, which talked about QuakeCon, including Doom Eternal. And there's one thing in particular that I was quite interested with. They asked Pete Hines the one question: when should we see this game? They said in 2019, and he said yes, so that confirms that it's going to be in 2019. He didn't. It looked like he didn't want to say it to me. He kind of felt like they don't even want to give you that information yet. It's like kind of just like leaving it, doing whatever they can to give the most brief answer possible. So he basically, in the end, just kind of said yes. And then he asked, do you want to give us any kind of window when that would be? So any, not even like what month, just what part of the year, the first, second, third or fourth. And he said no. And it wasn't just a no, it was that straight away no, as if there was not even going to think about that question, just no. This says two things to me. One, they're unsure when they're going to release this. Two, it's going to be quite late next year. I don't know which one this is going to be. Or there is actually a third option, but this is one that I don't really think might be happening. But the third option would be is they're keeping it a surprise because it's going to be a early release date. I mean, that's been going around as well at the minute, such as beginning of 2019. That would be an early release date, or even this year. But by now, I think they would have mentioned the release date, or at least a window, if it's going to be this year. Because if not, this could be like no other time for them to do it. They can't just suddenly go in the middle of October, oh, it's coming out next week or something like that. I've got a feeling they're going to pretty much tell us that, as I said, they don't know when it's going to be released yet. It's a huge project. Doom Eternal is probably the biggest Doom game to date, and it's going to be a Doom universe, so it's going to be so much support afterwards. So I don't think they're going to be rushing the actual date for that. And of course, it could mean it's going to be a late release date. So instead of them not knowing when it's going to be, they know exactly when it's going to be, but they don't want to tell us yet, just in case it does change. Of course, that's always going to be an option. And what makes me think it's going to be the end of the year is A, we've got Rage 2 coming out. B, it's going to be a huge project. Like I just said, Doom Eternal is supposed to be a Doom universe. It won't be coming too soon, in my opinion. So yeah, it's quite interesting. At least we know now that Pete Hines has confirmed it's going to be 2019. And of course, that's a good thing. Unless there's going to be delays, which obviously could be in the future. For now, we can see this game at some point next year. But I would not be surprised if we still have over a year to wait. So something like October, November next year. That's probably one of my best bets. And then again, the only thing that kind of makes me argue with not is that they have shown off quite a lot of stuff. They weren't holding anything back. They showed off about 20 minutes of gameplay, more than that. I can't remember. There's literally 3 different gameplay videos that they've shown us. It was crazy. They said they didn't hold back for the first teaser, nothing like that. The first actual gameplay, they wanted to give you as much information as possible. So if you look at it that way, then maybe we could see a release date coming much sooner. But like I said, I just got a feeling we're going to be waiting some time for that release date. When are they going to announce it? There's another question. Are we going to see the release date mentioned this year, or next year, and when about? And when are we actually going to see the next Doom news? These are all questions that is going to be quite interesting in the future, because at this point, I said we don't know when this game's coming out. So I don't know when they're planning on releasing the next gameplay. If they start showing us kind of gameplay after gameplay after gameplay, that kind of makes me feel like we might see something soon. But if they kind of go dead for a while, then that's what makes me feel like we're going to see a late release date for this game. So it all depends on their next move, really. If they, like I said, continue showing off gameplay on a regular basis or keep revealing new things, then we could see something soon. But if it goes dead for a while and we don't see no more news for the rest of this year, basically, then don't expect it to come out too late next year. So anyway, what do you think of this? At least we now know that at this point it's supposed to be coming out in 2019, because there were worries, of course, of 2020. Let me know in the comments down below, and it's good to get back into Doom Eternal videos. I should have a few more planned, but of course now at the same time I'm also going to be doing many PC related videos, so expect a lot of classic games played again or replayed on my channel for the first time with commentary. And of course I'm going to try to get into playing some Doom 2 WODs as well, because I've been waiting to do that for a long time as well. So anyway, until then, this has been Rocco Gamer 45, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.